Welcome, 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 welcome. Gonna wait a couple minutes for people to come in. 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's Wednesday. We did our gratitude train today in the Uncustomary Babes group, and there was so much good stuff in there. I'm so excited to read everybody's gratitude lists today. I posted mine. There's a little miniature one in my Instagram post. It's a pink one, but there's also a whole big long weekly happiness post if you are interested in checking that out. Today is also National Relaxation Day, and there is a list up of 50 ways to relax that you can check out there too on the blog at uncustomary.org. And yeah, I'm gonna give it just a couple more seconds if people want to come in and say hi. Hi, Lee. This was actually your suggestion of things to talk about. Hello, guys. Hello. Let me know where you're joining in from, and we will get things started soon. Yeah. Hello. Hi. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is how to advocate for yourself, self-advocacy. So I'm just going to jump right in. So there's a bunch of points that I want to make, and the first one is that you can't advocate properly for yourself if you don't believe in yourself. And there are a ton of resources and things that I've created already on self-esteem, so I'm not going to power down too hard on self-esteem right now, because I can link you to so many different additional resources on self-esteem later. But I do want to just start off by saying that to properly advocate for yourself, you do need to believe in yourself. You do need to have self-confidence, self-esteem, and that intrinsic belief that what you are wanting to get, that the thing that you're advocating for, you deserve. You also need to be clear on the why of what you want and why you want this and why it's going to make your life better. So again, if you need more self-esteem resources, I will link those in my Instagram stories, and then when this eventually goes on YouTube, I'll link it down there too. The second thing that I want to talk about is the fact that if you're going to advocate for yourself, you need to know your rights. So when we're advocating for ourselves, we're likely talking to someone like a landlord or our boss or a doctor or maybe just our parents. And there are things in place that are established for us as human people or adults that allow us to have extra rights or just human rights. So like with your landlord, you have a lease. There are things on paper that allow you to like know exactly what is stated previously, what is allowed within your realm of rights with your landlord. With your boss, there are so many different, depending on what country you're from, in the United States, there's like posters on every wall of places that of employment of workers' rights. With your doctor, there's a patient bill of rights. With your parents, how about the fact that you're just an adult now? It seems kind of crazy to think about the fact that we need to still answer to our parents and that we need to worry about what they think about us. But they're really like one of the remaining people that we allow ourselves to feel pressured by. And it doesn't need to be that way, because you are an adult now and you have the rights of just being your own person. So the next point that I want to make, besides, all right, so we've talked about believing in yourself and knowing your rights. The next thing I want to point out is that you need to decide where you want to go, and then don't start there. So that's something that I kind of stole from the show Grace and Frankie. It's something that she like tells Frankie when she's like going out on a date. But it's basically the idea of shooting for the moon, and then if you miss, you'll end up among the stars, right? So like it's like that like hokey saying. But the idea is that you want to shoot maybe a little bit bigger than you're satisfied with ending up at. So if you don't get everything that you're wanting, it's still okay. And you are still happy with the end result. Right, this category too is also about manifesting what you want. So this is all about imagining already that you have what you want, visualizing what it's like to have what you want after you have successfully advocated for yourself. So where are you at when you've done that? How do you feel? You're going to manifest success prior to actually confronting this issue and advocating for yourself. So the next step for advocating for yourself is to plan. And this is where it starts to get a little stressful. You can become anxious, especially if this is already an issue for you. Speaking of which, I want to mention that I did create a tapping video of the emotional freedom technique. It's an option for you for working through your feelings with meridian points and saying positive affirmations while you go through your body, different points on your body. And I made a video that's available only to the Uncustomary Babes members, but it is already live. If you are an Uncustomary Babe, it actually just auto-posted at 7:08 in the Uncustomary Babes group, and you can check that out. If you are not an Uncustomary Babe, you'd have to join to get access to that, but it's a really great tool to like coincide with this talk. And it's a really good thing to help work through the stressors and anxiety that you might feel with self-advocacy. So if you're feeling anxiety about advocating for yourself, the EFT tapping video that I made for the Uncustomary Babes members is a really extra awesome tool for that. So let me know if you have any questions about becoming an Uncustomary Babe. Hello. And I can help you answer that. But going back to the planning stage of advocating for yourself, you don't want to fly by the seat of your pants, even if you are a great improviser. Obviously, this is something that you're maybe having a little bit of trouble with. So you want to not necessarily create a script, but maybe memorize some talking points, things that you want to make sure that you touch on when you're going through this confrontation, this advocacy. You maybe want to enlist a friend that you role play and run through scenarios with. And you want to range those scenarios from easy to difficult. So like maybe this is how it'll go if there's no confrontation or friction whatsoever, or this is how it will go if they're going completely crazy back at you. Like, okay, so go through different options of how it might feel, how it might actually turn out. Also consider who you're talking to. Know your audience, right? So how can you slightly cater your delivery or your words to your audience? Like if it's your boss, like how do they operate? What do they best respond to? Think about that while you're thinking about your talking points and how you want to get what you want and how the best way that you can get what you want out of them. What do they respond to? Excuse me. Okay. The next section that I want to talk about is support. So this is like a great place to call backup. So depending on the situation, that might literally mean having someone that you bring with you when you go to advocate for yourself, whether they're out waiting in the car for you when you're done to help you calm down, or they might actually come and sit with you in the room if you're feeling unsafe, depending on what's going on. It could just be the fact that you enlist them for prep support, like running through role play scenarios, like I said, or helping you to build your self-confidence. A lot of the tools that I can give you for self-esteem boosting involve like asking someone else, like, what do you love about me? You know, and that's like a really good tool to have with you. So having another person along for that support. And just remember, in general, you don't have to do anything alone. And most of the time when you ask the people that you love for something that you need, you'll get it. Okay, moving on to the actual confrontation, the actual act of advocating for yourself. You want to be articulate. This is really important. So you want to stay calm. Don't lose your temper. Maybe try recording one of those role-playing sessions so that you can hear yourself speak. This is important. So is your voice quivering? Are you saying the word a lot? Are you speaking loudly? Are you speaking too quickly? It's okay if those things are happening, but it's good to be aware of them and how you feel about them, how you feel that you're presenting yourself. You need to know going in. Generally, the best tips that I can give you overall are to avoid filler words like I know I do it all the time. It's just better speech to not use those kinds of words. To speak with confidence and to not rush through your words. Those are the main best tips I can give you for speaking publicly or just to give a presentation. The last thing I want to enforce is that you should not back down. Okay, it's likely that the reason that you're feeling scared in the first place to advocate for yourself might be that the person that you need to advocate to is someone or some company that is capable of steamrolling over people and they might feel threatening. So this is where you need to be brave. Don't back down. Decide before going into the situation that you're not going to back down. Just make that decision for yourself and let that be a truth. Let that be a fact for yourself. Remember that you already manifested that you're going to get what you want. You've already worked on manifesting this for yourself. You also need to be specific about what you're going to get and when it's going to happen. So even if this goes great and they agree that they're going to give you what you want, you need them to agree to a timeline. Something specific. If you need them to sign something, put it in writing. This is the time. Hardball, baby. Hardball. If the person you went to says no, this is a possibility. No matter how hard you try, they just said no because they're allowed to. The fight isn't over. People can appeal in the Supreme Court, so you're allowed to continue going over the person's head that you just advocated to and talked to. It might feel like you're going back to square one, and it depends on how you look at it, but now it's just time to do research and present your argument to the next higher up person. And you've already now had practice, so you're actually better off. The next person up on the chain of command might actually just have more of an understanding of what's going on with you, and they obviously have more power to pull strings, so maybe it's better. Who knows? Everything is an opportunity. And remember that you deserve what you're asking for, and you have the power to make it happen. It's short and sweet this week, you guys. It's very easy. It doesn't feel easy, but the steps themselves are. So believe in yourself, know your rights, decide where you want to go, and don't start there. Plan it out, enlist support, be articulate, and don't back down. Again, I did make an additional video that is currently only available to the Uncustomary Babe members. It is a tapping video, which is the emotional freedom technique, and it goes through all of your anxieties about advocating for yourself, and then shifts into positive affirmations about what can actually be great about advocating for yourself. It's an amazing tool that a lot of people use in the self-help world, and it's actually a really cool video. So that actually just went live in the Uncustomary Babes group like 8 minutes ago. And if you are a part of the membership group, you now have access to it. If you're not, you can become a member for $5 a month. It's very cheap and you get a ton of resources, you guys. It's so cool. You get worksheets, you get journaling prompts, these EFT training videos, meditations. There's actual support group. I send you a membership card in the mail. There's happy mail every month, like actual snail mail that comes to you. I do tarot card readings once a week. There's a ton of stuff. I list a bunch of stuff out in my Instagram stories. I just did that. And today is the 15th of the month, so it is the last day to sign up for the awesome package. So if you want to get August's surprise package, which is the high tier of the membership program, where I send you actual goodies in the mail, then today's the last day to make sure that you get the August package. Okay, so that's my spiel. The Babes group is growing rapidly and awesomely, and I'm very proud of it. So I would love to have you join us. Yeah, and that EFT tapping video would be a really great addition to this if this is something that resonated with you as a topic that is difficult for you. So I hope that this was helpful, and this will be eventually uploaded online. But until then, enjoy here and keep following me on Instagram. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday.